Hello, welcome to today's video. Today I'll be talking about credit report. This has come out of some chats with friends and some other people who have requested for understanding of how the credit report works. So today I'm giving you information about how the credit report works and some things that you can do to boost your credit report. Okay, so if you have not, please make sure that you have subscribed to this channel. You're clicking the like button to encourage on some of these videos, and let me know in the comment box as well how valuable some of these things have been to you. So I'm going to get into today's topic right now. So in developed countries, the money flows both in cash as well as in credit form. So you're encouraged as much as possible to borrow, use credits to buy, to shop around and do whatever it is. However, your history of credit payments are being tracked, both for individuals and for businesses. So as much as you're encouraged to borrow, you also have to make sure that you're paying back so that you're able to borrow another time. So today I'll be talking about major factors that are put into consideration in assessing your credit worthiness, your credit report, your credit score. So the first thing I'll talk about is your payment pattern on direct debit. So when you're setting up some payments, especially for utility bills, you've used the direct debit for your water, energy, gas, and all of that. So your faithfulness in paying all of those direct debits are factored into what goes into your credit score. Okay, so you basically want to make sure that you're not failing any one of the direct debits. And if you at any point in time fail at any one of them, you reach out to the vendor immediately so that they understand the reason why that failure has happened, and that is not having any effect on your credit score, because the businesses have a way of reporting for the credit pattern of a particular customer. If they have any issues, they have a way of reporting that in the central database such that it is then picked up whenever your credit score is being calculated. So you really want to pay attention to how you're being faithful to your direct debit payments. The next thing I'll talk about is the repayment pattern on your credit. So I mean credit in form of maybe credit cards or any loans, personal loans that you've taken, or any kind of mortgage that you have. Your repayment pattern, if you are consistently paying in line with the agreed schedule with the credit company. So for example, if you have a credit card, there's a minimum amount that you should be paying every month. So that's if you don't pay everything at once. So there's a minimum amount, and if you're not paying that minimum amount, there's a likelihood that it can affect your credit score. So you really want to make sure that you are hitting that nail on the head. Bad repayment pattern in the form of your credit or your direct debit is a bad signal for your credit score, and you really don't want that to affect you, especially if you want to get a mortgage later in the future to buy a house or buy anything on credit. Then the next one is the length of period at which you have held your bank accounts. So it's more like the longer that you've held your bank account for, I mean your current accounts, the more credible you are in terms of, maintaining a steady account where money is coming in and going out, and you're not closing accounts, for maybe bankruptcy purpose or maybe fraudulent purpose or things like that. So if you've held your account for as long as maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and I understand that if you held it for 6 years, there's an additional score that's actually added onto your credit score. So you want to make sure that you're not just opening accounts and closing it, opening an account and closing it. Open one and let it stay for as long as possible. Even if you are not running that account anymore, just leave it open. It's not going to be of any disadvantage to you. But if you close it, it's kind of sends a bad signal to the reporting agencies. The next factor is the length of time in your current residency, where you are currently residing. So the longer that you have stayed in the place that you are living, then the more credible that you are, stable, and you're reliable. So that is something that the factor, because when you register, I'm going to come to later in this video, talk about where you can get your credit score. So when they run the report on your name, it brings out the address where you have lived. And so the length of period that you have lived there in your current place or anywhere that you've lived previously shows a kind of reliability of where you're staying part-time. There are so many more factors, but the last one I'll talk about here is your credit limit and how much of it that you're making use of. So the encouragement is that you make use of about 4 to 30% of your credit limit. So for example, if you have a credit limit of 2,000, it's encouraged that you use about 30% of it, which will be around 600 or 800, 40%. So you're encouraged to be making use of your credits as much as possible. Please take note that you have to also be paying back, bearing in mind those earlier factors that I've talked about. So I'm going to clarify on something here. Some people think that if they don't have credit cards or credit or mortgage, they don't have a credit score. That is not correct. If you have a current account and you've been running it for a while, maybe after even 2 months, you already have a credit score. Just that you've not ascertained it, maybe you've not registered with the credit agency yet, so you don't know what it is. But if you have a current account, you have a credit report, you have a credit score. And now you ask me, how do I know my credit score? How do I get my credit report? There are 2 major websites where you can get your credit report. There are many others, but I'm going to just talk about these 2. There's Experian and there is Credit Karma. So as a form of, based on personal use, I would encourage that you use Credit Karma. And this is because there's a lot more features that are free on Credit Karma. You don't necessarily have to pay on a premium to understand how your credit report has come about and some things that you can do to increase your credit score. So unlike on Experian, for you to get your credit report, you would have to go on the premium account, which you would have to pay. So you can use Experian just to have an idea of what your credit score is on a scale of 999. While on Credit Karma is on a scale of 700 or something, I can't remember now. So, but it helps you more using Credit Karma than Experian. So go on those platforms, register. Then when you put in some of your details, they're going to run a report on you on the system, the general database, and it's going to bring a score for you on the scale of maybe 700 or something or 900 or something, whichever of those platforms that you're using. So that's it for today. I'm going to share in another video what are the things that you can do to influence your credit score. Look out for that. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure that you're subscribed, you're liking the video, and put in the comments anything that you've gained out of this video or you want me to talk about. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.